Welcome to a new video. In today's video, we will explain the digital clamp meter, which is used in voltage measurements and current measurements. It is also used to test resistance or connectivity. We will start by explaining the interface of the device. The first thing we need is the screen. The screen on which the readings appear. After that we have an indicator here. Our first thing is off. Then we have two settings, 600 amps and 400 amps. They are current measurements. After that, we have the ohm sign and we will test the connectivity with it. We will explain this in the video. After that, we have settings 400 volts and 750 volts. They are voltage measurements. After that we have here clamp. This is what we use to measure current. We have a button called data hold here, so we can keep reading. Then below, we have three outlets. The first output is ohm. After that we have a COM outlet. After that, we have a place that says V, which is for volts. We have two cables with the device. Red cable. The cable is black. And of course, the other side of the cables. In this way, the first thing in any measurement I have, we must connect the black end with the COM outlet. Then I choose do I want to measure ohms or measure volts. First, measure the voltage. If we want to measure the voltage, we will connect the red terminal to this outlet. Then set the pointer to the voltage. In this way, if I know that my voltage is less than 400 volts, set the device to 400 volts. But if I know or expect that the probability of reading is more than 400 volts, I set the pointer to 750 volts. It remains now to measure the voltage. The first thing to do is to connect the cables in this way. Next, I need to set the pointer on the range of 400 volts or 750 volts. For example, I have 230 volts here in the apartment. So set the device to 400 volts. And I'll start connecting the other ends of the cables. This terminal and this terminal. And connect them with the place where I want to measure the voltage. Now I'm going to connect the two terminals on the socket to measure the voltage in this way. After that we watch the reading of the device. We will find the reading is 229 volts. This remains a very simple method of measuring volts. Second, the resistance test. Resistance testing. The first step is to set the pointer to ohms. The resistance test is the connectivity test. For example, if these two terminals are connected to each other, I will hear the sound name buzzer. This means that these two terminals are in contact with each other, and if you separate one of the two terminals, the sound will disappear and vice versa. This is the benefit of resistance or connectivity testing. For example, if I have a wire like this, I want to know if there is a cut in the middle or not. How do you do this? On the beginning terminal of the wire, hold it at the terminal of the device. And the second terminal of the wire either on the other terminal of the device. Now I hear the sound of the buzzer. It is still the use of ohms. Let us also review the use with the switch. This is switch. Let's test the connectivity of the switch. I have two terminals in the back. Come now and test the connectivity in the switch. I am now measuring from the device. Of course the device is on the ohm. This is two terminals. I will begin to connect them to both terminals of the switch. Now we notice that I don't hear a sound. Okay, if you came now, I started pressing the button for the switch. In this way. And I came to measure it again. Now I can hear a sound. This means that if the connection is made, and if you need to disconnect again, the sound will go away. If you had arrived, you would hear the sound again, and so on. Now I tested the switch. Is it working or not? Through the connectivity test, I can find out what the fault is. This is one of the most important skills in the field of electrical maintenance. Third, the current test. In measuring current we do not use wires. We only use the clamp. And the method is very simple. We choose one of the circuit wires through which a current passes. Of course, only one wire, and we put it in the middle of the clamp in this way. Of course, I am experimenting with a wire that does not have a current to explain only. And of course we set the pointer to the ampere. The reading appears on the screen. A very simple way to measure electric current. With this, we have reached the end of the video, and in the end we hope to support the channel by liking the video, sharing and subscribing to the channel.